What up, YouTube? What up, Slammers? It's Holy Joe Rock and Roll coming to you live and unscripted. It's March the 6th, 2013, and I have some comments today about preppers. And I'm not trying to be negative or be condescending or anything like that, but I just recently discovered I guess it's the whatever History Channel or Discovery Channel, the Preppers series, and I don't actually get the channel here in Poland. I'm in Poland. But on the website or on the internet, there's a website, and you can see like 3 or 4 minute sort of previews of the different shows. And what struck me, I'm not opposed to people being prepared for possible catastrophic situations or whatever. But what struck me is the amount of effort going into these people, trying to prep, stack, arm themselves, etc., etc. But I don't see very much organization of people trying to press either their Congress people or the president, really getting involved in the democratic effort to make changes from the top down, or at least from the bottom up, from the grassroots up. I don't see that. And to me it's very troubling, because I feel the frustration and I sense it, and it is palatable in the United States with the amount of unemployment, problems with the environment, or whatever the case may be for different people with different issues, people with gun right issues or food safety issues or employment issues. I mean, there's all kinds of issues. One guy was a doctor who's afraid of some pandemic, virus going pandemic, and he spent $15,000 on medicine. That's not a big deal. I mean, $15,000. If the guy's a doctor, he's probably making $300,000 a year, so who cares? But, the fear factor, the sense of fear that, it's palatable for all these people, and they're serious. And I'm not saying that they're crazy to be fearful, because obviously, in the last few years, the United States has, gone through some serious financial issues and political changes that have made people very uncomfortable and made people very susceptible to all kinds of things, rumors, innuendos, Obama's a socialist, they're going to take away your guns, etc., etc. Now, I'm not here to argue either side of that, but what I'm trying to only say is that I feel that people need to be more aggressive. If you're living in the U.S., you need to be more aggressive in terms of being in the political, the Tea Party tried that, and they're still there. Now, obviously, the Republicans sort of tapped into the Tea Party and basically smother them. And if the Republicans don't embrace the actual message in a true manner, which is, cut spending. I'm not so big on cutting taxes. I think taxes are doable. Obviously, there's a lot of loopholes, especially with corporations that are farming money offshore. It's all legal, but it's legal, but it's not ethical. How about that, huh? It's legal, but it's not ethical for what these companies are doing. They're U.S.-based companies. It's very easy to do this. It's all legal. It's just not ethical, and it's hurting the United States, and the money's now parked offshore, and the companies won't bring it back because they're subject to a 35% corporate tax rate. All kinds of, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Who cares? But there's just so much stuff like that going on that's harming the United States that could easily be solved if politicians would just get their act together. And that's going to require a lot of effort and pressure from the grassroots, kind of like the Tea Party. I'm sorry, Occupy Wall Street was just too unsavory. Is there another word for that? Just too unsavory, and it just left a bad taste in your mouth. I understand what they were trying to say, but just the way they went about it in this sort of hippie-ish, shit on the street, piss on the police kind of way, it just doesn't generate or garner a lot of support. At least the Tea Party was peaceful. They followed the political system, democratic system. They voted people in. Got a little bit crazy with some of these candidates that lost because they were, let's say, whatever, maybe more social candidates, more dealing with social issues rather than the political issues, economic issues. And that's where the Republican Party can be the strongest, in my opinion. You know, when they focus on fiscal conservatism, fiscal policy, actually helping people, you know, from the bottom up, helping people pull themselves up by the bootstraps, not just giving them a handout, all that kind of good stuff. That's my point, is that, what do you think? I mean, these preppers, they seem extremely desperate. They're spending a lot of money, time, and effort preparing themselves for something that hasn't happened, probably will not happen. However, I have to say however, the way things are going, if there isn't relief soon, all of this pent-up pressure and anger and angst can and will probably boil over into the streets. And who knows where that's going to lead us. So what are your thoughts? What do you think they should be doing? Preppers should be doing? Should they be organizing themselves politically better? Maybe tapping into a Tea Party or even an Occupy Wall Street type of movement, because they're basically kind of isolating themselves, doing this stuff on their own. I'm not saying they shouldn't do that, but I'm saying there should be more effort, let's say, cooperating to add more power to what they're trying to do, to make the change, be the change. Holy Joe Rock and Roll reporting to you live from Krakow, March 6, 2013. Till next time, stay strong. Peace out.